be on. Chris Caldwell, thank you very much for being here.
Appreciate you giving me the opportunity.
Thank you. And you're running for school board.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and which position, which or district are you running in?
It's District 1, which starts...
District 1. District 1, which is where?
It starts at the river and goes all the way to Mendenhall. It's bordered by Summer and Parkway on the north and Barron and Rhodes until you get to Perkins, and then Park is the southern border.
Wow.
It's a huge
Big district.
Yes.
And I bet you've been working hard to do it.
Oh, absolutely. It's been quite a bit of time from my family and work, but I think it's worthwhile.
Okay, so you lived in Memphis how long?
My whole life, except when I went to the University of Texas.
Right, but your whole life, basically, except for some educational endeavors. And what did you study at the University of Texas?
Business administration.
Business administration. And what do you do now?
I work as a financial advisor. I'm a vice president at what is now Raymond James Morgan Keegan. I've been doing that for 18 years, and I was with Merrill Lynch for 7 years before that. So I have 25 years of experience in the financial services industry.
Okay, and the school board, of course, doesn't have anything to do with finance. You know, I'm kidding you. School board is all about finances and how to spend that money correctly, how the children can get the most out of it. Why are you running for school board?
Well, I'm a product of Memphis City Schools.
Where'd you go to high school?
I went to high school at White Station.
White Station. I went to Central.
All right.
Central Warriors.
That's right. I have a lot of friends there. My oldest son is in 10th grade at Central.
Okay.
We live in Midtown. My daughter will be a 9th grader at White Station, and my youngest, who reminded me he's 11 3/4 years old, will be a 6th grader at Snowden. I believe that public education is the fiber that runs through our country, and I think that's why I wanted my kids in public schools, so they know what the real world is like, and I think it's really an opportunity for anybody, wherever they come from, to thrive in our society.
And you get to know people. You get to know people all through the city. Now, in running for the school board, what changes, what would you like to make changes? What would you like to do? What would you like to accomplish?
Well, I'm actually optimistic that we can do this because of some of the things that I see are tools that the board can use to make sure that the resources and personnel are being committed to the priorities that the board and the superintendent have established. That can be done through policy. The other aspect is the budget process, which I believe is far too opaque. I think it needs to be more transparent. And I think instead of having an executive summary that shows the initiatives and the demographics of the district, which are both important, but would include an area that would show that the resources and personnel are being committed toward the priorities that the district and the superintendent have set. I look at that as an opportunity very similar to the business that I work in. I have a lot of clients that maybe will not understand every nuance of the financial industry or investments, but I can present it in a way that they know what they're doing, why they're doing, and what their realistic expectations should be.
And they want a result.
Absolutely.
They want a result. And people on, you know, from the kids are going to school, they want a result. What results do you think that we can give them?
Well, I think
other than a great education, but we need to give that in a cost-effective manner. What result would you like to see?
Well, I would like to see the student achievement gap closed, but I would like to see it not closed in the middle, but pushing all kids to the top. I would like to see kids being prepared for college as well as career, because quite frankly, not every child wants to go to college, and there are a lot of good jobs that this economy needs. And I believe there's dignity in work, and there are a lot of very good paying jobs that don't require a college education.
How can we get parents more involved in the children's school?
Well, that's one thing I've been very active with as a PTO president at Idlewild, and then worked at Snowden. But first of all, I think it's through communication. PR is one way communication, and real communication is both ways. That's really meeting the parents at their level and finding out what support they need. I've bet very few parents, if at all, that don't want to see their children get a good education and don't want to see them do better than they did, similar to what I want. But a lot of times the district has not communicated with it properly. We have a lot of families where the parents or guardians work, and maybe both of them. So the way you measure parental involvement needs to be changed, and the way you reach those parents need to be changed. We can go out to businesses on shift changes and reach a lot more people. We can set the meetings later so that a parent that has children in aftercare can not only make it after they get off the job, but I had kids in aftercare and they start charging you $1 a minute after 6:30. So,
late, yeah.
So realistically, for a parent to expect a parent to be engaged and involved in a meeting, they have to be conducted at the right time. But also, we all have such busy lives. They have to have pertinent information that can help those students and family, and especially the parents, assist their kids in being successful and making good grades, and so that they're, as I tell my children, that it opens up the pathway for the rest of your life.
So in having children, you see what's going on in the schools. You see what they're doing. You see the homework they're having. You see what they're studying. So you really have a wider window, or an absolute laser focus window on what's going on in the school system and how we can improve.
Well, one of the reasons I got involved was because I saw a lot of things done on the board level, a lot of comments being made that sounded perfect, but I didn't see the results. And a parent has a different sense of urgency than anyone else.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I know some things take time, but I don't have a detached view, and I want to see things done now. There are kids in the system, the longer we wait, the longer it takes to reach them. They're not going to get a second chance, and we owe it to them to work as fast as possible, but at the same time make sure we implement policies and new initiatives properly so that they can have the desired effect. I used to say a good plan poorly implemented was just as bad as a bad idea, but I say it's worse, because you'll never revisit that good idea because it didn't achieve the results that it could have if you'd taken the time and gotten the input from parents and teachers and principals and other administration so that it was effectively implemented.
It was very interesting you say that. I was reading an article this morning about good ideas are cheap. Implementation is the key to it. Take a good idea and implement it, and then you've got it. And you sound like you're committed to doing that. How can people learn more about you?
Well, I have a website, www.caldwellforschoolboard.com.
C-A-L-D-W-E-L-L.
Yes, sir.
Now, how's four? Is it F-O-R?
No, it was F-O-R.
F-O-R.
Schoolboard.
Schoolboard.com.
.com, correct.
And we'll have that at the under the picture here, and we'll be able to go to the website and learn more about you.
That's great, and they can, if they would like to volunteer or they want to ask specific questions, they can ask on the website, and we'll keep them informed about what's going on with the school system, early voting, when the elections are, August 2nd, and really even linked to some of the things that are coming out of the TPC. So what we've tried to do is really be an information resource for parents, because I think that's another thing that the district can do better, is to engage and communicate and give information to the community.
And I'm going to allow you to ask personally for the vote, because I never like to end the show without letting you ask for the vote. So go right ahead.
I would love for you to vote for me in early voting or August the 2nd. I'm committed to this. I'm a parent. I'm not a career politician. I'm hardworking, and I'm doing this for the right reasons. The children, the parents, and the teachers and the principals, and everybody that works in the school system and for our entire community, because it can really propel our community forward if we get this right.
Chris Caldwell, thank you very much for being here with us. This is George Flynn. We'll see you next time for another issue and a program about Win with Flynn. Thank you.